Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Noita, where today we are starting this run in a little bit different of a place than usual. So here's the deal. I ran all the way down to the Hisi base. I managed to clear that. I got back up here with a digging wand. We are, of course, at the lava lake east of the mines. And I thought we could just start today's episode with some answers. You know, I've been trying to figure out what's going on in a couple of places in the game, and not having much luck putting together the combination of the tools and also the not dying horribly. But I think today we're on top of something. So, I do not have the breathe underwater perk, but you know, I was saying there's gotta be more than just one way to access that underwater area. I think I've got it. I think I've put together a digging tool that should get us where we're going. So, this wand here, with these very good stats, not a lot of mana charge, but 2 copies of add mana fixes everything. This wand digs through things while freezing all nearby liquids, which I think is going to allow us to create an ice tunnel through the underwater, like the water at the bottom of the lake, to get to that question mark. So that's a plan. That's the thing we are absolutely for sure doing today. But before we get into that, let's get into this. Here at the lava lake, east of the mines, you can see I have already, with our freezing drill, dug a path down here. I figured, also, we have all-seeing eye, so we can see far into the water, the lava, far into the terrifying amount of lava. I figured I would try to dig around the underside of this first to see if there was obviously anything going on, figuring there might be, you know, like one of those question mark rooms in here or something, and all-seeing eye would let us know if that was the case. But check it out. Actually, it turns out all-seeing eye was not even necessary, nor was a method of actually getting through the lava, because it actually leads down here to a room that is not full of lava, but is full of that sweet, sweet song that I'm sure we all recognize. So I didn't actually pierce the room yet, just in case there's, like, enemies in there. For all I know, this is where the boss, where the boss who protects the other orb lives. So we're going to breach this, and then we're going to see, and hopefully we're not going to get into a real boss fight, because if I'm honest, I don't think we're equipped for a big boss fight. And for that same reason, we will not be going over to get the orb to the east, because I don't want to deal with that boss just yet. The best combat wand I have just has some magic bolts in it. I do think this is interesting. So this is a 3 spells per cast wand, right? And what I tried to do here was make it so that one of the bolts is homing, so that these two will still go exactly where I aim them, because obviously, you know, if you watch this deep in the series, you know that I get real annoyed by the way homing projectiles behave sometimes. But all 3 of the bolts are homing. In fact, it is applying this modifier to all 3 of them, which I think is kind of weird. But I guess when spells get multicast together, it just rolls all of the symbols together until it hits the end of the 3rd spell, and then, yeah. I sort of wish it wasn't working that way, but that is, in fact, the way it seems to be working. So I don't think this is a setup that's capable of killing bosses. I don't really have a good way of generating a lot of blood or anything. Let's just dig through here. I do apologize in advance, I should say. It's a really flickery digging effect, particularly while we're still in the walls, so if you're, like, I don't know, flashing light sensitive, be wary of that. This might not be a great one to watch. This orb has the nuke spell in it. We do not have space for it, but also I probably wouldn't pick it up anyway. Unfortunately, I did find a thing in the mines. I found another Greek letter spell in a part of the mines that I did not see on the way down. I found as I was coming back up here. So I was not able to pick it up, and I do not know what it does. And the world is shaking. Okay. Anyway, we do have this wand refresh, which I don't think I've ever seen before. It's weird that it says it reloads the wand immediately, but also it has a recharge time modifier. Like, isn't it completely eliminating the recharge time? I don't know. We'll try to experiment with it at some point. There are still a few... oh, this one's short. Heed my warning, or death and decay will follow. Well, I guess that's a bit of text that is appropriate to the nuke. Maybe all of the Emerald Tablets are just talking about the spell that you find next to them the first time you find them? Maybe. So I should actually make a list. What is this? How many orbs have we found locations of now? There's the 4 that we had before we picked this up, which is the two on the surface, the floating island and the pyramid. Then there's the one... Oh, I didn't get the sand cave one. I should probably go do that. There's the sand cave, there's the holy hand grenade, there's the snowy wasteland, and the frozen vault. What is that I just said? That's 8? The 5 we have, plus... Yeah. Is there one over by the alchemist? Does the alchemist boss have one? The room you fight the alchemist boss in certainly looks like an orb room. I've already forgotten. Okay, well, the point is, we found a whole bunch. We certainly don't have anywhere near all of them. I don't actually have any idea how many there are, though. Anyway, we are, at this point, I think, like I said, I don't want to pull the bridge boss over there if we don't have to. If this has not pissed him off, because I do not feel like we are up to... I wouldn't even want to fight the jump scare boss with this equipment. We really are not strong enough for that. I mean, the damage plus on the magic bolts it has been sufficient so far for dealing with many kinds of enemies, although I'm going to be honest with you, for a lot of the stuff in the Hisi base and also the little bit of the jungle that I had to play while I was digging through, I've been using the luminous drill. Just trying to engineer situations where I can jump them at close range. I should say one other thing. I found this. I've seen the Chaos die a couple of times now, in parts of the run that were not on camera, like runs that I died too early. But I think this is the first time I've had it on camera. Here's what the Chaos die does. You throw it, and that rolls it, and then it does, some kind of thing. That could probably have hurt us. I don't have a good sense of what all of the outcomes are yet. It seems powerful and unpredictable, which in Noita, of course, means incredibly dangerous. And beyond that, we don't really have a lot else going on this run. I have like a lot of potentially interesting parts here. We have faster projectiles, which has been useful-ish so far. I did find a copy of Giga Deathcross at some point, and I gotta say, it doesn't seem like a very compelling spell, right? Like, Deathcross does quite a lot of damage. I don't think that this spell does enough damage more than Deathcross to warrant having such a low cast limit. That's the full value, by the way. I have not touched it yet. It only gets 8 casts for 400 each. Like, it does less damage than a lightning bolt. I don't understand why this spell is limited. Especially since it's a pain in the ass to use, right? Like normal Deathcross is. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, I think at this point, I'm going to take us over to the lake and to the big tunnel that I dug near the lake, and we're going to go get whatever that essence is, and that may well end the run right there. Maybe before we do that... You know what? Actually, hold on. Before we go anywhere, what I was about to say is, so I'm going to turn off the recording, and I'll meet you over there. But before we do that, actually, hold on. I want to practice lava digging. Let's see if we can dig through lava, because if we can, we should probably go see if there's anything underneath that big pool of lava that we saw. Oops, that's the wrong one. So if I freeze the lava... Right, we should check out what's under that big pool of lava that we found underneath the lake. So it looks like it does eat into it slowly. Yeah, it is slowly killing it. Okay, so my big concern here is, yes, that, exactly. It might not be safe to dig a tunnel through lava. Alright, let me try something here. We're going to try to create you can see the freezing field area is quite large. So I'm wondering if, as long as we make sure that we're leaving a considerable amount of wall on one side, if we can do this safely. Here, it's not a big deal if we start slipping. Like, if it goes wrong, we can jump out real fast. Yeah, see, it does. It breached the wall there. Okay. This is maybe not a real solution for that problem, then. I'm really curious why there's a big thing of lava there instead of there being cursed rock, right? If they really didn't want you to go down there, cursed rock would be the way they would do that. And even then, we now know, thanks to that big brick underneath the desert, that even cursed rock probably isn't a this is unexplorable marker so much as a new type of challenge we have yet to conquer. That said, we actually do seem to have reduced the amount of lava in here quite considerably. I wonder if I could just do, you know, the drill actually does delete pixels from the world, right? I wonder if that could be our plan, if we could just destroy enough lava to be able to see maybe to the bottom. Fortunately, we do, of course, have all-seeing eye, so that'll help out with that a little bit too. I did examine it when we first found it, and the lava does go all the way to the cursed rock on the left, but I don't think that I followed it all the way to the right. Yeah, okay. There's still some stuff to figure out here. I'm gonna take us over to the lake, and I'll see you in a second. You know, while walking across this desert for the 300th time, I realized something. We've never actually investigated this skull very closely. Part of that is that, although it is like a big, obvious, conspicuous thing, during the part of the run where I am walking across the desert, I'm, at this point, very often focused more on my other monitor. So I sort of don't even think about it when we walk over it anymore. But it's probably here for a reason, right? It's probably a big, weird thing. I have, at this point, zero confidence that anything in Noita is, like... I have zero confidence that there is anything in Noita that isn't at least two things, right? Like, there's something going on with this. So, for the first time ever, I actually did try, like, checking it out. I dug down around it, and we just get the background that is behind most of the rock. And then... Oh, okay, weird little hitch. And then I dug through it, thinking... What is that noise? Uh-oh. I'm getting a little creeped out by the fact that there are footsteps that I am not making. Huh. Wait a minute. And also, the things I do are not making sound. What is going on here? Wait. Okay, so those are definitely my sounds. They're just... Okay, for some reason all audio is delayed by several seconds. Hold on, we're just gonna double check that that is what is happening. That's a weird thing. That is not at all what I was turned on the camera to talk about. Yep, okay. Well, that's very strange. At least that makes it no longer quite so creepy. But I had another thought while I was cutting through the skull to see if there was anything inside of it, or if, like, a worm-style boss might spawn. A dragon, rather, style boss might spawn. You know what this is? This is a great big empty eye socket. And we have just been talking about the things you might do involving a great big eye. So, unfortunately, I didn't have the thought until after I had breached the wall here. But I wonder if you open a portal in this with this thing by just cutting through the top and dumping teleportation in here. Now, the eyes underneath the portals to the Holy Mountain are like 60% full, and it would take it's definitely more than one bottle to get 60% of this huge eye socket full. So maybe that's not a thing. Maybe that wouldn't actually be a thing we could even do. But I think it's worth a try. It's definitely something I'm going to look for an opportunity to do at some point in the near future. I have no idea why the game audio has gotten all weird, by the way. I will say this. It was getting a little hitchy while I was digging in the wall earlier. I wonder if I have overloaded the game engine in some way. I guess we will find out, because we are going to continue changing things and digging and stuff. And maybe stuff will just get more unstable as we go. Anyway, this time I will actually see you at the lake. Okay, I think I discovered something. I was just cutting through the big tree because I was lazy and I didn't want to go over it, so I just walked to the bottom of the tree where it connects to the ground. I'm realizing now, I don't know for sure that we ever explored this submerged cavern. I think this is always here. And I think there's actually a pretty good chance that I just forgot about this before we got good enough at manipulating the environment to be able to do something like this. But so I was just carving through here, and look at this. There's definitely, like, magic coming off of an item called the Secretorum Hermetis there that I don't think we've ever actually seen before. The magic... okay, let's just have a look. Is this chamber accessible from... okay, this is where the water leads. Okay, what are you? The sacrifice of oneself to the pursuit of knowledge is the highest tribute to the gods. Why would there be a cavern here that just contains an emerald tablet that says that? I mean, if it's instructions, I guess it's not exactly terribly cryptic, right? You kill yourself in some particular way and it is meaningful. It will do something. But this seems like a very strange thing to have a whole room devoted to it. I mean, we could pick it up, I guess. But I like having concentrated mana and also water. And an electric rock is actually really useful. It probably doesn't do anything. We've never found any of the tablets to do anything. And we know where this is if we want to experiment with it later. I guess I'm just going to keep cutting through the tree. Yeah, we definitely knew this was here. I had known this was here since, like, the first series we did about the game. I just don't think I ever remembered to come back and investigate it. Well, okay, I guess that's that. Almost not worth turning on the recording for. This time, probably slightly more for real. I mean it. I'll see you at the lake. Alright, here we are. We are below the lake. I have already dug the tunnel that will get us access to the question mark room, but like I think I said before, I certainly intended this, I hope I said it before, I want to try seeing if we can dig through the lava first, because I think that there is a non-zero chance that picking up the essence of water is going to kill us, because that's what happens when we pick up essences. That's just the way the game works. So, let's see if we can make any headway here. I am not, you can tell I sort of dug out a little safety platform here. I am not really very optimistic. Oh, wait, is that sound thing's happening again? Oh, and there's the hitching. You know what? I did reset, I did just exit the game and relaunch it between the last bit of recording and now, and it did seem to make the game run quite a bit smoother for a while. And now this thing's happening again. I kind of wonder if OBS is related to... you know what? I'm going to do it one more time. One more time, I'll be right back. Okay, back at this. My system resources aren't pegged or anything. I'm pretty sure it is the game engine and not my computer that is choking so badly. You know what? Honestly, I'm starting to get maybe a little bit of hope here. Because this is staying, right? Is it getting eaten through? Yeah, it is getting eaten through slowly, never mind. But also, like, just once we've created a significant amount of rock, it seems like the existence of that is cooling the lava as it comes in, right? We saw it turning on its own without my help there, so... Volcanic Lake. Okay, has its own name. I also think that's promising. I do not love how thin that is. That's got me real nervous. So we want to do it like this, so that the areas to the side of the laser are chilling more things. This is so scary. Because we're going to have to keep coming up and refreshing the chill, right? I mean, the fact that it has a biome name, though, is like... that's as close to confirmation as we're going to get that this is something. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay. We lost some integrity there. Some stuff occurred. Yeah, this is something. There's something under this. Is there a good way to, like... You may actually need lava as blood for this. No, that can't be the case, though. Right? Oh, you know what? There's a freezing field perk. I bet if we had the freezing field perk, we could do this. So that would be another way. Lava to blood, or if you were just constantly freezing all the lava, I think that would work. Alright, I'm gonna fire this. Oops, that's the wrong button. No, don't you dare collapse on me. This is my tiny little island of safety. Can we see the bottom? We're not gonna be able to hold this for very long, but just can we... I don't know. I guess the fact that it has a name isn't like proof of anything, I guess, but it's very weird, right? It's definitely... It's suspicious. I would describe it as suspicious. Okay, I'm starting to get overwhelmed here. We actually do seem to be draining the lake. Okay, part of this is probably just that the game only simulates physics within a certain radius of the player, right? Like there's a limited distance from which the lava will flow in. So we're reducing the local amount of lava considerably. But if I were to go much to the left or the right, I think the extensive river would sort of flow in and ruin everything here. So let's just keep doing this though, because this is kind of working for the moment. Don't you dare! Don't you come over here, dangerous fluids. Okay, that's becoming a problem. We are getting a lot in from the side. But I guess as long as I'm careful, this is allowing us to delete a considerable amount of lava. These little particles that I'm always complaining about being left over, really allowing us to delete a lot of lava without a huge amount of immediate danger. Although, of course, the lava it's flowing in at an incredible rate, and it is undoing all of my hard work as well. Alright, we're gonna try to create as quickly as we can here a little sort of a cup of safety. These are, of course, professional mining terms. This is probably a problem that doesn't really pop up all that often in real-world mining, would be my guess, on account of who would do this. Yeah, I'm just going to dig down through all this lava. I thought that would be a good way to make money. Okay, starting to doubt myself. Starting to doubt my ironclad certainty that there must be something down there. I mean, none of the tools that we have currently are going to be meaningful here, right? Lava to blood and a mining laser would effectively allow us to dig. It would allow us to dig in a much safer way because we'd be able to form rock instead of... I mean, when I freeze it, it is forming rock. I guess, yeah, the rock's just getting eaten by the lava anyway. So maybe lava to blood... Well, but lava to blood converts much larger areas of the lava, and it converts it much faster. So... yeah. Alright, I think I'm giving up on this. With this tool, I don't think we can do this. Yeah. If we had the freeze field perk, though, 100% for sure that would work. Because no lava would actually get near enough to us to be a danger. It might cause other problems. But, like, we could just allow lava to flow in down from above us, like, as we were descending down, and it would just create a ceiling over top of us. And then we'd have to dig out somewhat carefully, and it might be a little annoying, but it would be safe and functional. Alright, let's try the other thing. Let's see if we burn the run here. So, there's our guy. Now, the good news about this is, first of all, obviously water is going to destroy the ice at a much slower rate, and secondly, we don't need it to remain stable for all that long. We're traversing a pretty short distance, and it's entirely known. So I'm going to carve the entry here. Alright, let's figure this out. We can... This I'm 100% confident we can actually do. I just think there's a real good chance we'll die from... A real good chance that success will be a problem. Okay, that's not exactly behaving the way I expected, but whatever, it's fine. Yep, this is working. That, if I'm being honest, it looks sort of like essence of brown clover. My head is in the ice. I don't actually know how to resolve that. I'm trying to carve upward while still creating more ice. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna use the sides of the laser to expand the frozen. The frozone. The zone of frozenness. There we go. Okay, hopefully that'll just hold. It looks like it's holding. That said, you know, probably not forever. Let's maybe make this happen. I'm a little surprised by how much recoil this thing generates. Sometimes it feels like it pushes you back quite a lot occasionally, and then other times I'm allowed to just do this. I'm not pressing anything movement-wise right now. So that's just like, it's a lot sort of more orangey brown than I was expecting. The essence of spirits, like alcohol. That was not the best of ideas. Well, I'm drunk. Actually, I'm not. Well, I don't have the drunk status effect. Okay. Is my accuracy just totally wrecked? Is that what's happening? Oh. Okay. Our accuracy doesn't actually seem to be affected at all. Is it just all of our shots are going to create alcohol? Now I'm drunk. And I guess that's going to wreck my aim, so our aim is wrecked, just sort of... Alright, it's dangerous. It is going to create a huge amount of flammable liquid. But to be perfectly honest with you, that one's not so bad. I really wasn't expecting there to be an essence of alcohol, though. Sort of thought we were going to be on more of an alchemical, elemental sort of... Okay, the drunkenness has definitely had an effect on our mining laser. If we use this by the lava, what happens? I'm assuming it'll just cook the whiskey off immediately, and then probably also catch me on fire. But the lava is really, it's having a hard time filling back in, huh? Ooh, interesting, actually. Okay, don't catch on fire from the fumes, but it is creating more rock this way. So the whiskey itself is not freezing, which I think is important to note. But I wonder if we could use the extra rock... Oh, right, it's going to create a huge amount of burning fumes, though. Yeah, this actually probably is more effective at producing rock in a way that would actually be really helpful, but you would absolutely have to be fireproof to take advantage of this. Okay, well, I mean, we got an essence that is not... It is absolutely not actually going to kill us. This is not really a problem. But I do think it's made this pretty undoable, so I guess... And this is already undoable. It has not made this more doable. So I guess right now the play is just go back into the game. Just like go back into the actual thing. Dig my way back to the jungle and start progressing downward again. Get ourselves some opportunity to interfere with, or some opportunity to edit our wands and stuff. And try to, like, hope that we will find some of the perks that would be helpful. Because, like, Freeze Field would be real good. Maybe we could find Lava to Blood again. And if we don't, if we progress down for a bit and we don't find anything, then we still have a few secrets. Like, I do not feel up to the task of the tower, but it's not impossible that we could get up to that task. That's a thing that could happen. Maybe we get a little bit lucky and find some better spells and stuff. Yeah, alright. So, I guess back to the actual game, then. But unfortunately, we've done so much digging around and stuff here that I'm sort of out of time for today. So here's what I think we're going to do. I think I'm just going to call this episode, apologies that it ends up being a little bit low action, but y'all have been digging around in this rock for a really long time. I just now realized that I don't know if we're actually going to be able to dig in the rock anymore, because there's going to be so much liquid coming off of our drill. Okay, well, the good news is I think I may already have all of the tunnels we need, but also I might drown. When you come back next time, tomorrow, I guess we'll just be playing some actual Noita now with our bizarre essence, and we'll just see if we can put together the tools that we need to resolve any of the other problems that we're having. And we'll see you then.